Hey guys, talk to the team. There's 3 questions that we're hearing over and over again from you all out in the field that I'd like to clear up. The first is, are we in a housing bubble? The second is the Austin real estate market still affordable? And then the third question, if I know I have to sell my house to buy a new one, then how do I do that? Are we in a housing bubble? My answer to that question is no, we're not in a housing bubble. I think that our values are very stable, and it's got a lot to do with just supply and demand. Our inventory is still very low, and the demand is still very high. And I think our demand is going to remain very high because people are continuing to move to Austin to apply and get the available jobs that we have. Our unemployment rate here in Austin is virtually zero. So anybody that we have come in to take those jobs, they're either coming from other companies and creating vacancies and more job opportunities, or they're coming from outside the city. And as our population continues to grow at the rate it is right now, there will always be the demand that we're experiencing. Now, we are building and we are releasing new supply of homes to the market on a daily basis, and I think that builders are really trying to take advantage of that opportunity to satisfy that need. But our resale market is not as active as it's been in the past, and I think there's a couple of things. I think the housing values going up very quickly are a big part of that. I think that mortgage rates increasing as much as they have and as fast as they have, that's not only going to slow things down now, but I think it's going to make people who thought that they were going to sell their home at the end of the year kind of reevaluate things. If you're staying in Austin and you know that you're going to have to pay more to move up, and not only are you going to have to pay more, but you're going to lose that sub 4% mortgage rate that you have right now in your primary residence. If you're on the fence, if you can make what you have work, I think those people are going to stay in their home. So we'll continue to see not as many listings for resales come up as maybe we were expecting prior to the interest rates going as high as they have. So continued low inventory and continued high demand. I think that our prices are as stable as they could be at this moment in time. Now, we have seen slowing appreciation, which I think is important to acknowledge in this kind of question too. The March numbers are telling us that our appreciation year over year is about 10%, which is much less than what we've experienced here recently. So appreciation is slowing down, but I don't think that we're in a bubble. I think our values are very stable, and I think we will experience appreciation throughout the rest of this year. And the only thing that could disrupt that is the amount of people moving to Austin on a daily basis. And I think that's as sure as it could be right now. Okay, so question number 2, is the Austin real estate market affordable? Well, if you were to listen to any economist speak or kind of review those presentations that title companies and some other data gatherers put together, you would know that Austin is about the middle of the pack for the major metros from an affordability standpoint. And what they look at there is what are the values of the real estate compared to the average income that an employee in the city makes. Now, that's going to depend on who you talk to. I mean, you go on the street and you ask somebody, well, is Austin affordable? I mean, you're going to get a lot of mixed answers, and a lot of that's got to do with, are you originally from Austin and been here a while, or are you new to Austin? Those folks that have been in Austin for the last 5+ years, you remember a time where you could have a great location and a great house and it not be, in some cases, even a third of what they cost now. And I think those times of old have kind of anchored their mindset on what affordability is. I still think that Austin's very affordable. We still work with a number of buyers on a daily basis that come in. They have plenty of income to go and purchase a great starter home or move up home. And many of our transactions have resulted in all cash buyers. And I think that some of that has to do with, they're selling a house before they come and buy a new one. And, they're making money on the seller of their house, and they're using that to buy down the amount of loan that they're going to have to afford their current house. So just from an experience of being in the market, I do think that it's still very affordable, and the demand kind of shows that. The last thing that I'll hit on an affordability standpoint is Austin was amongst the top cities of the whole nation with how much more folks are being paid this year compared to last year. The data that I've seen is the average raise that people have experienced in Austin is over a 10% year-over-year income adjusted rate. If the incomes that people are having is increasing at the same rate our homes are appreciating, then affordability, just based on that alone, seems to be in line with what the economy is allowing. All right, so the third question is, I'd like to buy a new house. I'd like to move up into a bigger, nicer, better located house, but I have to sell mine first. There are two main ways that we can answer that question and help you do that. The first one is more traditional, where we do put your current house for sale, and what we would do is when we attract that buyer, we would negotiate with that new buyer what we call a leaseback. So you would have 30 days from when the buyer put the home under contract to the time that they close and pay you for that house, and then up to 60 days after that, where you would essentially lease the home back from the new buyer. So you'd have a 90-day period from the time you accept your contract to purchase your house to find a new home and close on it. And what we've experienced in the past is 90 days, we can make that happen. Now, we've got to be a little aggressive, and we've got to hustle. We've got to find the right home for you. But a 90-day period does give us the time to do that. Now, the second way that we can help you buy a new home, even though you have to sell your house first, is there are a number of partners in the market that will work with you and essentially lend you the money to make an all-cash offer on your new home, get it under contract and close on it, even allow you to move into the new home, essentially lease it back for them while we sell yours. Now, when we sell your house, we will pay off that loan that they gave you to buy your new home, and then get a new loan in place for the current home. And I don't want to go into the specifics because there are a number of details on how this works. But the point is there are programs, and there's multiple partners that we could evaluate to see which one's the best for your situation to get this done. And we're happy to walk you through all the different options. And of course, we're going to be a part of the sell and the buy of your house to make all this work out. All right, so that's the answers to the three questions. If you want any more details on the answers that we provided today, please do reach out to us, call us, text us, or email us. We're happy to respond in either way to provide as much value as we can to you.